In this module, we are going to be going over ChatGPT's web browsing feature. Now, you get access to this feature when you purchase the monthly subscription for ChatGPT. So this feature is exclusive to Plus users only as of right now. And what you'll find is this feature is still a little bit buggy, but it is in beta. So a lot of the time when it's reading the content off the web, it will fail, or when it tries clicking a link, it will also fail. So some elements of web browsing aren't fully developed yet, in my opinion, and it still has a long way to go. But in the meantime, we can actually learn how to use this, and we can try to understand some of the opportunities that come along with this ChatGPT web browsing feature. So let's dive into ChatGPT, and I want to show you a couple of examples of how I use the web browsing feature and about how you can too, and just kind of show you the power of this web browsing feature when it is in full swing and it works 100% of the time. So as you can see, you can activate web browsing by hovering over your GPT-4 button up here and selecting Browse with Bing. And as you can see, it is still in beta, as I mentioned earlier. So we can select that. And now, instead of having those little sparkles, what you'll have is a little globe with a sparkle next to it. So now we are in web browsing mode for ChatGPT. And there are a couple things you can do with web browsing mode. You can actually upload a link and tell ChatGPT to do certain things with that link, or you can have ChatGPT search the internet and then create content. So for example, if I were doing SEO for my website, what I could do is I could type in something like, give me 5 things to help me improve my homepage SEO on my website. And then after I do that, I could enter down and I could paste in a link. So now ChatGPT has the ability to actually click on these links, analyze a web page, and give you suggestions based on your web page that you provide. And this link can be pretty much any link on the internet. And once again, it is still pretty buggy, so sometimes it will fail to read the content. Let's see if it can handle this task of giving me 5 things to help improve my homepage SEO on my website after I provide my link. Now, I was super excited when this feature came out for ChatGPT, and I'm hoping that it gets better over the next couple months here, but let's send this off and see how it does. So as you'll see, a box will pop up and it will say browsing the web, clicking on a link. And this is my website where I sell my templates, prompts, and courses. As you know, you're probably on that website right now. And now after it's clicked on the link, what it's doing is it's thinking and it's reading the content. And now it has finished browsing. And now it's going to give me customized information and suggestions based on that link that I provided. So this is doing it with an existing link. Maybe you're doing a client's website and you want some SEO suggestions, just as I have done here. It's going to give me all of this information, and now I'm kind of like my own SEO person. I don't really need to hire it out. I can just follow these steps and improve my SEO. And it actually gives me some good pointers here. So it says keyword optimization. It seems your website is focused on AI with specific references to tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney. Make sure your homepage is optimized for relevant keywords to these topics. And then it gives me keywords to target. So ChatGPT tutorials, AI courses, AI for productivity, etc. Then it actually tells me where these keywords should be included. So it says in the page title, the meta description, and throughout the content where it makes sense. And the cool thing about this web browsing feature is that when you are using websites where you're getting content from, what it will do is actually backlink it. So you can actually click and go to that website. As you can see, it appears in the form of that little green number right there. So every time it uses something, it kind of cites that information by using those little numbers. And it actually gives me some very good pointers for this. So this is very cool. And this is actually one of my favorite things to do is analyze my web pages and see how can I make this better content-wise in order to rank better on Google. That's my main use case for this web browsing feature. But there are some other things I can actually use web browsing for when it comes to searching that relevant information and finding content for new videos. But the cool thing about web browsing as well is we can use all of these techniques that we've learned from previous modules and add in the web browsing feature to that. So if we wanted to do few-shot prompting, or we wanted to implement web browsing in our problem-solving paradigm, then we can do that. And it's also very nice to see how custom it goes. It's not just giving you some predefined list of responses for getting better SEO in general, but what it's doing is it's actually tailoring this SEO recommendation to your needs. Now, this is just one example of web browsing. I'm using it for SEO. You can definitely use it for other things as well, but look at this. Example number 4, or tip number 4, says, embed YouTube videos. I see that you have YouTube videos related to your content. And when I scroll down to the bottom of the page, I do actually have YouTube videos relating to my content. And then it gives me more suggestions on what to do. Consider embedding these videos directly on your homepage. So maybe instead of using this widget down here, I could actually embed all of these videos in a gallery on my homepage in order to increase SEO, because it says here Google often prioritizes pages with diverse content. So there's a tip already that I didn't think about before using ChatGPT. And if I wanted to, I could just keep asking follow-up questions and just say, what other keywords should I use? And then it will give recommendations based on the results that it got up here. And then it'll go out and it will list all of these new keywords that it thinks I should use that will be tailored to my website that I uploaded. So that is one way you can use ChatGPT's web browsing feature, is you can upload links, then you can interact with those links on ChatGPT. So it's kind of like talking to somebody who knows everything about any website that you upload, and you can kind of just talk about it. You can interact, you can get suggestions, you can pull content, you can get content suggestions, you can edit stuff. So it's pretty wild all that you can do with this web browsing feature. Now, let me show you another example of relevancy when using the web browsing feature, because that is something ChatGPT was lacking. It was lacking of knowledge up to September of 2021. So now with this web browsing feature, we have access to live data. So I have a very basic prompt here, but with web browsing, it makes it so powerful. So I tell ChatGPT to search the web for new AI news from the past week. Today's date is June 27th, 2023. After you've found interesting AI news, give 3 YouTube video ideas based on what you found that have the potential to go viral. So now when I send this off, ChatGPT is going to scour the web for all of the recent AI news. And what it's going to do is it's going to create video ideas for me that have the potential to go viral based on the articles or the AI news that it's found. So you can leave it like this, or you can go in depth to see what ChatGPT is looking at. And what I like is it even gives references within the text after it gives your video ideas, so you can cite that information on your video. As you can see, it just clicked on one website here, and now it's going into some AI news here. It's giving me video ideas, and it's telling me what I can talk about within the video. It's giving me this huge description here. And then it gives a little description down here saying why it thinks these videos have the potential to go viral. Now, those are just a few of the ways that I use the web browsing feature within ChatGPT. I'm sure it will become even more powerful in the future. With that being said, I'll see you in the next module.